Good morning, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and break down the trades of the day. We ended up taking two trades today, right? I'm gonna break down both trades and I'm gonna show you what I did, what I could have done, and what happened ultimately. So let's start it off with the losing trade of the day. It was on gold, right? I'll explain now why I ended up losing this trade and why the streak is broken. I'm not too upset about it. It was a human error that did happen, and I'll show you right now exactly what it was. So, market was trading bearish. You know, we were having. Let me connect this real quick right here. You know, it was a human error. We were having lower highs and lower lows forming. So I was anticipating a continuation down. We didn't end up getting that. But that's okay, because that's what I was anticipating had my strategy, presented itself. And it did for the most part, except for one key thing that ultimately is the make or break point of my strategy, right? So I'll go ahead and break it down. So on the 15-minute, we did end up getting, we saw what we wanted to see, which is a 15-minute orb candle, right? We ended up seeing it bearish. It was a doji, it was a lot of indecision, but nonetheless, it was bearish, right? We ended up getting a 15-minute close below the orb low. That's beautiful, perfect. Now, this is where things got tricky for me. Super simple, right? Very simple. We ended up getting a push down below, creating our 5-minute fair value gap. But I was dealing with some stuff at work. I had a meeting that I had to leave real quick to come into the office to put the pending order, and in the process of that, I wasn't extremely locked in. I was not paying attention much. The one key thing that I missed out on was this right here. Can you see it? Boom. This right here would have immediately invalidated the entire trade. It was not a 3-bar candle pattern. It was just a 2-bar. I would have not taken that trade. Therefore, I wouldn't have lost this right here. Yeah, lost that for the day there. So, I ended up noticing that afterwards. My bias didn't change on this. That's perfectly fine. Was looking at another market. I was looking at NASDAQ as well. NASDAQ, the A+ setup of the day. So bullish on all time frames. We were at a previous level of resistance at the orb high, so I was anticipating either a break or a loss, but nonetheless follow the plan, execute the strategy, accept the outcome, right? 15-minute bullish engulfing, right? We ended up getting a 15-minute close above the orb high as well. We had our 5-minute fair value gap that did present itself right here, alongside with, lo and behold, the 3-bar candle pattern. We waited for price to dip in, got activated. I only took this on the live accounts because those, I can trade. I risk significantly less on those for gradual gains over time. So I took those. So I ended up breaking even for the day on my live accounts. I did not take these on the Apex accounts, and that's perfectly fine. Tomorrow's a new day, but this was the A+ setup of the day. Losing streak is over. I mean, the winning streak is over. We were on like a 3-4 day high, and it came to a close because of an error for myself. I shouldn't have been rushing to get into it. I wasn't even rushing to get into the trade. It was just a lot of back and forth between the office and out there, and handling them. They were asking me a bunch of questions, but that pretty much sums up the trade. Yeah, my girl's also telling me to go ahead and quit this job already, because she sees that I'm doing a whole lot better when I'm trading from home on my days off. We're not quite there yet. That is the goal for 2026, and believe me when I say that will be happening very soon. It will be happening very soon, but we're not quite just there yet. I've made that jump a couple times in my trading career, and I've never come out winning at the end of it. This time around, I have a plan, I have a strategy, and I have the confidence to do it, but I'm gonna do it right, and I'm gonna do it my way. So stay tuned for that. For now, Apex accounts still need to get passed. Tomorrow's Thursday. We still got Thursday and Friday, and we still got next week to get these done. So let's see what the markets present ourselves for the rest of the week.